I came across this article today on over the internet, and you have to pay attention because this ties into transhumanism and the mark of the beasts, especially chipping the body. And they're gonna come out with all those stories, I guess, in the media, through the media, how you can connect to utilities around the city through your smartphone, through certain apps, or even directly via SMS. Um, so the title of this is Seoul Smart Streetlights Connect to Personal Safety App. So they made the whole world paranoid about some sickness, about some virus, and they planted the seed of having a safety app on their phone. And so now they can also connect technology and stuff to this personal safety app. And let's read a little bit so you have some background information. Seoul is replacing almost 2,950 streetlights with new smart versions that work in tandem with the city's personal safety app, Ansimi. The brighter LED lights embedded with an Internet of Things IoT signaling device based on a wireless local area network will be installed in dark and isolated alleyways by the end of the year. When users activate the safe return to home monitoring feature within Anzimi and walk down the alleys, the lights automatically get brighter as they approach. I've read also other sources where the lights are completely shut off and then they turn on by sending a message with your phone saying light. To make an emergency call, Ansimi users can press a button or shake their phone. The smart streetlights will then start to flicker to show the incident has been reported and to make the need for help visible to police and passers-by. Ansimi was developed by Seoul Metropolitan Government in 2017. The system connects to 40,000 CCTV cameras and allows residents to request real-time monitoring of their journey. I mean, this is going directly towards supervised cities, full controls, full supervision. While this sounds like a good idea, people feel empowered, wow, I can now switch on streetlights on my demand, so to say, but it's a trap because it forces people to have smartphones. What about the people who don't have smartphones? Do they have to walk through the dark or, you know, all these things? So it forces people to have smartphones and to be depending on those, you know. Um, what about the technology that is used, that people generally use, to turn off lights in their homes? For example, motion detection. That would be a good idea, because all you have to bring is your body basically, right? You don't have to bring another device to this. And the motion detection doesn't necessarily reveal your identity, but the phone does, The government knows exactly where you are through your phone tracking, and through turning on certain streetlights, you know. So people have to consider all this. Not saying, I mean, just pointing towards the direction where all of this is going. We installed the smartphone security lights using IoT technologies for citizens who have felt unsafe walking down dark and secluded alleys at night, And maybe because there were no streetlights. What about putting up more streetlights, you know? They play on the emotions of people, you know? Fear of the darkness. I mean, the thing is, for example, um, the, the night in general, it isn't actually as dark as perceived, but it is perceived as dark because we all use the electrical lights within the cities. If you, for example, go outside of cities, if you were ever camping, for example, and you have the moon, you know, there is certain light available, okay, but it is perceived to our modern eye that it's actually dark, you know, and you can't see anything because we are so used to having electrical lights during night. That's another issue, a whole other issue. Said Lee Hae Sun, head of the task force for Seoul's single-person households. Then he said the lights will brighten dark streets and allow us to respond to emergencies promptly. We will do our best to create a safer environment where not only those who live alone but also others can feel safer after dark. Yeah, people are baitable via safety and fear is controlling them. I mean, of course, we need light in the cities, but there are other solutions, and this solution is clearly linked to a further goal they have in mind, you know, which is to connect everyone to a device, and then this device becomes part of your skin, and then later this device will be inside your body. It all ties into the mark of the beast, in my point of view. Otherwise, they would come up with way better solutions. I mean, as I said, motion detection, for example. A design against crime. You will also hear this a lot. Like, they're gonna come out with lots of crime situations and how those safety apps solved crimes, so to say, or prevented people from crimes, you know. Other safety related plans for the areas where the new lights are being installed include expanding CCTV area patrols by safe village sheriffs and applying environmental design principles for crime prevention, as well as deploying the technology. Seoul's Design Against Crime program also focuses on community engagement and revitalization. So my idea also is, it's not my idea, I mean it's just what I'm getting from all of this is um, that they want to replace police in a way with technology also. So people feel safe by having smartphones and these apps, you know. So they actually use them and they think they need them, they buy them and they depend on them, you know. It creates it creates another layer of dependency, so to say. Because not only now you can call people or you need your smartphone, whatever, to find a location or anything else. No, it's also connected to your feeling of safety, feeling secure. And that's very, very dark and evil, I think. Seoul is generally considered a relatively safe city. It was ranked 25th in the Economist Intelligence Unit's latest Safe Cities Index and 22nd for personal safety. And this is also how they are gonna be sold even more. I mean, in the end, it's all salesmanship if you wanna If you have an idea and you need to people get on board with this idea, and they wouldn't be on board otherwise, you have to sell it to them. Right? You have to create a need in people's minds. You have to fear them into thinking, oh, they're unsafe. And it's an easy way to make people buy something, even if it's just an idea. And then, of course, they buy the technology that comes with this idea. In the UK, telecom firm BT recently outlined plans for a Walk Me Home safety app. I mean, where is your man in you? If you're a man, there's how many men fall for this? Thinking they need an app to be safe. I mean, this is ridiculous and just shows how weak men have become in this society. Following the killings of Sarah Everett and Sabina Nessa. Before setting off on their journey, users would start the 888, there you got the number, app, which would give the expected journey time and track them via the phone's GPS. A message would be sent to them at the time they were predicted to arrive home. If they failed to respond, emergency contacts would be called and the police would be notified. The £50 million or 65 million US dollars tool received support from the Home Secretary Priti Patel, but was criticized by many who claimed it pushed the responsibility onto women rather than tackling the underlying problem of violence against women. Now they put the audience or the reader onto a whole different track, making it a woman's issue, or crime or violence against women, when the actual issue is the technology itself, how it's linked to this, and what will come after, making people depend on these technologies. That's what people should criticize, solving violence against women, solving this problem. It is also a problem, but it can be solved in different ways. People have to see the consequences of the use of these technologies, and they're easily impressed by the capacities, or they mm, yeah, that's basically it. They're easily impressed, and I don't think further. They just say, wow, it can keep me safe, and then they just download the app, use it, don't think of the consequences that may come with it. And that's it for today.